Howdy.
Alright.
How's
uh,
it going, y'all?
who needs a new character?
That would be me.
I let my dog in.
Okay,
Fuck.
just you. And then
Yeah.
Squig, you too, right? Or no?
Uh,
Squig, do you need a new character? Oh,
Stepped
it's
away
busy.
for a second.
Alright, so then we'll just get you a new character real quick. Let's see. Should I use my opaque dice today, or I got normal plastic dice and I got metal dice? What would you guys rather see?
Whatever you so choose.
Alright, we'll go with metal dice today then. Maybe actually we should go with normal color. Now we'll go with metal dice today. The only issue with the metal ones is that they're kind of hard to read sometimes, or see from a distance.
Oh yeah. Um, I'm actually gonna have to call off. I'm dealing with a family. I've just been notified of a family emergency. I'm sorry.
Alright, see ya.
Yeah. See ya.
Oh, it's only two now.
Yeah, it's only two, so
Shit.
if you guys want to keep going, we can, but
I might be able to get some people in here. I will try.
well, let's see. Oh, looks like Will took his place. Will, you're a bit late. Try not to be too late next time.
Am I late?
Nah, you
Yes.
good? Cause what's his name just left? Family
Yeah, you can take
emergency.
his spot. Alright. Let's get started then. So we'll say our start time is. You guys go at 12:30 or 1300 for your start time. 12:30 already passed. It's been about 20 minutes since. So
It's
you guys want to say
11:52 for
1300?
me.
1300 JST or EST?
So basically, I'm saying is we have 2.5 hours left. Do you guys want to extend it by 30 minutes and have 3 hours again, or
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah,
okay?
sure. Why not? We'll
Idle, are
extend.
you okay with it?
Sure.
All
Start
right.
time
So
is
we'll say our
12.
start time is 1300. So then you guys can play for 3 more hours.
Yeah, I'll try and get some people in here.
No, the game is closed, so you can't. They are late, so they can't join in. Because we're not gonna wait for latecomers, because then they're gonna slow us down, and then they might just not even play. So
That's true.
that's just a waste of all of our time. So if you don't show up, then you don't get to play.
Is anyone else in here from my last party? No.
Wasn't
Okay.
your last party the really big one? 4 hours?
No, my last party was the one where everybody died within like 2
There's
hours.
been a lot of those.
All right. You know how
Yeah.
it is old school D&D. Whoever shows up gets to play. Every game is a different adventure. So, um, all right then. Will, you need a new character, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I
I'll
already
probably
got a
have to
name
recruit
for it.
some hirelings. Okay, just hold off on that. We'll get your abilities rolled up first. But yes, welcome back everyone, all of your returning players. So thank you for joining and making it to today's game. All right, Will. We'll start with you. We're gonna get you ready since you're in need of a character. So that's the most important thing we gotta do. Get you in. All right. So we've got a strength of 10.
Doing.
You've got an intelligence of 9. We've got a wisdom of 12. You've got a dexterity of 13. You've got a constitution of 13. And you've got a charisma of 13. Okay. And then we'll see your character's hit points. You're gonna be most likely a thief, I would say. But you can still play a fighter, a magic user, or you can really play any class without any issues. But I would recommend thief since your character has
I would
above
be.
average dexterity.
I'll take
What do you
thief.
think? Thief? Okay. So as a thief, aside from your responsibilities as an adventurer to the party, you're actually going to be very good at naturally thieving. You'll have a whole list of thief skills, and your combat ability allows you to fight in with any armor and any weapons really, but keep in mind that any metal armor makes noises. So if you do want to skulk or not make any noise at all, you'll have to stick to light armor. You can still wear metal armor without issue. You also have a certain type of fighting style. These have the fighting skill of backstabbing, means that you're gonna be most likely scouting ahead and preparing ambushes, and you like, if you know what guerrilla warfare is, you're gonna do your best to flank the enemy and attack them from behind and without them knowing, right? So you want to surprise them, you want to attack unwary enemies, because that will allow you a bonus of +4 attack and double damage. Okay, if you not utilize this skill, you're pretty much making your thief a bit handicapped in combat. He's gonna be like every other fighting man. So make sure you utilize it. It's very helpful. You've got a list of thief skills. You can always review it in the BX PDF. You got climb sheer surfaces. Anyone can possibly try to climb sheer surfaces with a rope and hook or spikes and such, but
But I
you can
can
potentially climb without any tools. Yeah.
and go ahead and give them or tie the rope for them.
Yeah, you would be the one to go up there and secure the ropes that everyone else can climb, right? You're the one to walk so everyone can run, kind of, right? You're the scout. So then next, you're gonna find and remove treasure traps as well. Anyone can potentially do this with common sense, but you can do this for like hidden ones. And then you can also hear noises. Your ability to hear monsters approaching and such increases over time, and you also have ability to hide in shadows, move silently, open locks, and pickpockets. Pickpockets can use in various ways. It's the idea of your character being quick with your hands, grabbing things, right? It could be not just picking someone's pockets, but perhaps taking treasure from a dragon without it noticing, right? So moving silently, hiding in shadows, and grabbing items, without making noise, so or making something notice. And open locks, you'll need thief tools, lockpicks, a skeleton key for that. So we'll get you that right away when we go into your equipment. But that's pretty much all there is to being a thief. Okay, so keep those skills in mind. Climb to your surfaces, find and remove treasure traps, hear noises, hide in shadows, move silently, open locks, pickpockets, backstabbing. Those are all the different kind of responsibilities you have to the crew. You don't have to memorize them, but try your best to start learning them and using them when the situation calls for it. So that's your responsibility. All right. Let's get your hit points. A thief has only 1 to 4 hit points,
Ooh,
like the
ain't
average
even good.
man. So you get the D4 at the start. They have pretty low hit points early on, but you do level up the quickest. So you'll be starting with 2 hit points.
Hold on.
And you have a +1 bonus from your Constitution score. So you'll be starting with 3.
Hold on, wait,
Alright.
let me write that down. So just write 3 hit points.
Yeah, you can have 3 of 3 hit points. Okay, and next we're gonna get to your money and equip your character with some gear. Right, wait, pencil's broken. 1 second. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna roll 3 6-siders for your starting pieces of silver. Alright, you'll be starting with 14 pieces of silver.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
That's actually really good. Yeah, that's above average.
Last time I only got 10.
Alright, so first we're gonna get you a set of clothes. You need to be protected from your environment. In Dungeons and Dragons, disease, it's a killer. So, in our games at least. So, you'll need to be protected from your environment. That's what clothes will do. Keep your hands safe, your body warm, your feet safe, and all that. Next, you'll need your key, your skeleton key or lockpicks. So that set cost 2 pieces of silver. That brings you down to 11. So at 11 silver pieces, we're gonna get you some weapons and armor. So I recommend weapons first, and first weapons I recommend is missile weapons. So the best
Crossbow.
ones are crossbow's a good choice. That's gonna cost you 4 pieces of silver, and it comes with quarrels. You get seven quarrels.
Yep.
All right, so you're down to. So we're at 9. Oh no, we were at 11 minus 4. We're at 7 pieces. What kind of melee weapon would you like to purchase, if any?
How much is a spear?
A spear is 3 silvers. That's a really good choice.
I'll get a spear.
All right. Okay. Would you like a sidearm, like a smaller weapon, like a dagger or a knife? With that,
How much is a dagger?
2 silvers.
How much silver do I have?
You have 4. You might want to save that for tools though, like a 10-foot pole to take traps with, or some climbing gear like a rope, and some hammer and spikes, or maybe even torches so you can see in the dark. It's up to you though.
Can anybody else get that stuff?
Well, you're not certain, this is just for you, so you gotta focus on yourself for now. But you can imagine someone might be able to afford it, and if not, then we're gonna have to find someone who does have torches. You might have to recruit a torchbearer.
How much is a knife?
A knife is 1 silver.
I'll just get a knife.
Right. Down to 3 silvers. Would you like a container to carry gear?
Yeah.
Okay, you've got a sack available, a bag, and a pack. There's of course light and heavy versions of each of them. They will double or halve their capacity and of course price respectively. So if you want a light sack, a heavy sack, it's also available. But the standard is you get either a sack, bag, or a pack.
A sack's only one, right?
Yeah, a sack is only 1 silver.
I'll get a sack.
Okay. It carries up to 20 pounds of gear only though. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Alright, so you're down to 2 pieces of silver, I think. Yeah. So, let's see, let me double check. 1, 2,
It should
3,
be too.
7, 10, 12. Yeah, you have 2. Alright, so would you like to get supplies like candles and a tinderbox? The nice part about candles is that they're lightweight compared to torches, which are pretty heavy.
Yeah, I guess. Could be
Alright, so you'll
useful.
get candles and tinderbox. You can stuff that in your sack, and that should fit. They also last quite some time, so that's about 12 hours of lighting, right? Half a day worth of lighting for just 1 silver piece. A pretty good deal, right? So let's see, you got candles and you got a tinderbox. Alright, you're now fully equipped. You have no silver pieces left over. This is money well invested, hopefully. And now we're gonna choose a name for your character. You have to choose a medieval name. So what medieval name have you decided to come up with?
Alexis.
Alexis? Okay. That should work.
All of my characters' names are gonna start with Alec. That's just gonna be a thing.
So you're gonna be Alexis. This means you're a woman. Let's
Yes.
see. Okay, and you should be ready. I'll add you to the party. Will joins the adventure as Alexis, the apprentice. Okay, next is gonna be Idle. Okay, we'll get you ready. So Magdalene, do you need to prepare anything before we set out? Let's say you're in the village, right? In Gavelon. We've got normal village trade goods.
Does the party have food and
Food?
torches?
Unfortunately not yet. So you might be the one to sponsor this crew. And you can be compensated at the end if you guys make
All
treasure.
right, I'll get food and torches. Does anyone? Somebody has a sack to carry torches in, so it should be fine. Do we have a tinderbox?
I have a pack. I'm pretty sure I'll have to check.
So a tinderbox,
I have a tinderbox.
it
Okay.
weighs, or it costs 1 silver, and torches, it's about 30 pounds of torches. You can carry maybe half, and someone can carry the other half because you have a sack on you. Or
Yeah,
you can, yeah.
my sack has medicine and bandages in it, but yeah, I
Okay.
was figuring we could take some of the torches in and leave the others on the horse.
Alright then, sounds good. So you can keep 5 on your horse and pass 5 to whoever bought a sack just now. That was Alexis. Okay then, so you still want to buy a tinderbox? She already has her own. Do you want one for yourself, is what you're saying?
No, if we have one, that's fine.
Yeah, I've got
you're just
one.
gonna... Okay, so we're gonna purchase torches then, and then how many days worth of food? 10 days in the village is worth 1 silver. That should be enough for your party for about 3 days, because you only have about 3 men. At the moment, at least.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if we get a bunch of retainers, we'll revisit.
Okay, so then we'll go ahead and purchase 10 days of food on the torches then. You're down to 41 pieces of silver. I'm gonna make sure you got paid from your last adventure. Alright, I did not pay you out, I think. Yeah, you earned 17. So let me cross this and add 17. So you actually add 58 silvers after your purchases. I think that should be correct.
Are you doing the thing where we can bank that?
That's not good.
If you want, yeah, you can put someone to XP, or you can actually store it. If you want, you can leave it with a family member, and that person can send it off to another character of yours, right? So if you do that, you can bank some money for your heir. I think you already had an heir, so Magdalene's very young. She wouldn't have an heir yet, unless like she wants to name a friend. But if you name someone else that isn't gonna be an adventurer, like your son or daughter, then the chance of them being your next character is very low. So Magdalene has no heir because she's the heir to someone else. So but yes, you can store your money away, and then perhaps another family member that you trust, maybe a little cousin or a brother or sister or something, they can inherit it if they choose to be an adventurer. So does that make sense?
Sure.
Alright, so we'll do that. How much do you want to store away? Or did you mean to store this for an heir or just store your money?
I meant for an heir.
Okay, so you're storing it for an heir. So you're leaving some money behind with a trustworthy family member. And therefore they will keep 10% of the treasure that you have them look over. And they'll give the other 90% to whoever shall inherit and take your place as an adventurer. Who does volunteer in your household to become the next adventurer, since Magdalene's quite young still. How much do you want to leave behind?
All of it?
All of it? So one idea is you can either put this to XP. XP is still a thing where like they can inherit a chunk of XP as silver. But of course if your body's not retrieved, then you get nothing out of it. So you can just leave raw coin behind as well. And you can always take it back, so if it's
Yeah.
just a monetary value. So you decided to leave 58 pieces of silver at home, so with a trustworthy family member. Alright, you carry no money on you. Okay. Let's see. Is it all the things you need to do before we set out?
Yes, thank you.
Alright, all's good. Alright, and Squig, you shall be next.
So quick issue. I may or may not have accidentally deleted my character sheet.
All good. I have your records.
Okay. Can I get those copied down then? Just real quick.
Maybe after the game, but
Okay.
try to work with what you've got or what you remember. As we can take time out during our game, but then we'll lose time to play. So it's best we do it after or some other time.
Okay.
Okay.
How much silver do I have again?
You have 35 pieces of silver.
5.
Do you need to do anything in the village before I leave? For yourself?
Shoot, I don't remember what the gear that I have. That's the thing.
You're wearing a set of clothes. You have a symbol around your neck. Slung over your shoulder is your longbow, and you have a quiver of arrows. About 16 arrows on you. You're wearing a pack, and in it you have 4 torches in a tinderbox. That's everything. You have 5 hit points, if that matters.
Okay.
Eat my food. Well, you decide. But do you need to make any purchase? I recommend armor first.
Yeah, I'll probably get some armor. Let me check. I could buy Lamela armor. But then again, I also need like a physical weapon.
Maybe we'll stick to scale or mail armor.
Yeah, I think I got an idea though. I might just take a can I get a Morning Star? Okay.
Cost 5 pieces of silver, I think.
Yeah, that's
So
5, so now I'm down to 30. And for armor, I'll probably take I could go scale. Is scale armor how good is scale armor?
scale armor is plus 3 armor class and weighs quite a bit. I think it weighs 40 pounds. I'll double check though.
Okay. Yeah, I might stick with mail then because it's lighter.
Yeah,
No.
mail armor is only
Actually,
about
wait.
20 pounds, I think.
Instead of mail, I'll just buy a gambeson.
A
And
gambeson? Okay.
yeah, and a helmet.
And a helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cheaper and it gives the same bonus.
Yeah.
Alright, so a helmet and a gambeson collectively is 7 pieces of silver.
As well as the Morning Star.
I already subtracted. You were at 30.
Okay, so
Now
that's
you're at
20. I
23
have 23
pieces.
now. I'm also gonna buy a horse. Which is a horse again? Yeah, I'll just get a horse and some saddlebags. As well as a saddle.
Alright, so you want a normal horse, a draft horse, or do you want a riding horse? Or a war horse?
What's the price difference?
If you want them fully kitted with like tack and saddlebags,
Mm.
the draft horse will cost 9 silver and the courser will cost 15.
I'll just get a. So the draft horse is the best one, the war horse, right?
The draft horse is the cheapest one. It's a Rouncy.
Oh, okay. What's the best then?
The best is a war horse. It's 25 fully kitted, but that's without armor. So typically, if you're
And
gonna get a war horse, you gotta buy armor for it.
and I only
Otherwise,
have
you're gonna kill it right away.
23. Okay. Anyone willing to donate me 2 silvers here so I can buy a war horse? You know what, never mind.
You're not,
I'll just take a draft horse
you know,
then with the
focus on
saddlebags and
yourself.
tack.
This is your own stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I would
I'll
go with the courser because it moves twice as fast as either a warhorse or a Rancy.
Yeah, I'll just get a draft horse around C. So that's 9 silver
Alright.
then, with saddlebags
So
intact.
you are not 16 silvers, I think.
I don't have 16.
No. 23 minus 9 is 14. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So 14. So my silver is now 14. And now I have a... I have a horse.
Alright. Is that everything for you? Sylvius?
Yeah, does he have... He has, like, just tack and saddlebags, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright then. Looks like you guys are mostly ready. The idea is, of course, as usual, a few days ago, the three of you, Alexis the apprentice, Magdalene the adept, and Sylvius the acolyte, met somewhere in the village and agreed to go on an adventure together. You're in the village of Gaelon. It's currently, I think, late December of year 10. It's the coldest time of the year, I say, but with the colder seasons, it does bring a different kind of type of adventure and opportunity. Certain games or certain animals are out prowling, perhaps, that might need to be hunted, and people are willing to pay more typically during the winter months to deal with dangerous issues such as monsters roaming about. As usual, a campaign to the most dangerous places such as Zavolta, high risk, high reward. People continually talk about monsters escaping, making their way northward, continually, marching north into humans' territories, using the ruins as a way in or a way out into the wilderness. So, like usual, you always hear, uh, I guess, more notable folk discussing payment for those who are willing to go out there and kill those monsters and bring their heads back. Lords will continuously send men out to offer tests such as hunting monsters in the wilderness. But you can wander the wilderness looking for demi-humans to kill, or you can go to where they, of course, take refuge, which is the dungeon, and attack them at their own base, right? So there's that. Same thing. Any other kind of monsters, there's always discussion of killing them, right? So we can wander the wilderness looking for them, or I can go to where they sleep and kill them there. What is your plan this week, though? Let's say you met up at a tavern late in the evening. It's day 0, and what did you guys come up with? What's your plan? What do you want? What do you want to do this week?
You guys think we should go out monster hunting as opposed to going to the dungeon?
I
I'm
don't
always
know.
in favor of the dungeon, unless sometimes there might be a bounty on a creature or something. But usually the outdoor opponents, they don't have treasure, so it's just fruitless trying.
We could also sell the heads though, which is useful.
Also, be warned, there are giant, like, Yeti monsters out there that
Yeah,
killed a whole team of 4.
wilderness travel is very dangerous. It's safer in the dungeon.
That's a sentence I've never heard of. That's a sentence I never thought I'd hear before. But I guess, yeah,
What?
we'll go to dungeon then.
The dungeon is a closed environment, so you have a little more control.
And it is winter, so we don't want to get frozen out, frozen in. So we're heading to the dungeon then, guys.
Yep.
All right.
Alright, it's been agreed upon. After your night's rest, wherever you choose to stay in the village of Gibbelon, free accommodation is provided at the inn to those who are of good repute and plan on adventuring the following day. But of course, these other places, there's less comfortable and more comfortable places. Some of you own homes, you can sleep at your home, of course. But in the morning, what's important is that the three of you meet up again in the streets, ready to march after breakfast. So the time is around 8 in the morning when you finally meet up, and you can begin your march to Zavolta. For those who are not familiar, most of your houses are familiar with it. You've had family members who have journeyed to Zavolta and actually maybe perhaps entered the ruins, and if lucky enough, maybe even descended and began plundering and looting it of its abandoned riches and slaying the monsters within as well. I know all three of you have members of the families, members in your families who have been there before, so you're somewhat familiar with Zavolta, perhaps. It is a castle ruin to the southeast, and it's commonly known that you can follow the river south to get there. But what is your course of travel this day? Do you choose to travel the common path taken, or a different route,
Let's
or
follow the
something
river
else?
south.
Alright, very well.
I believe that's what we were doing when we got approached by the giant Yeti-like monsters. Going south along the river.
I encourage you all to draw your own map as we go. How far south do you plan to travel along the river?
Mm, honestly, as far as we can, I guess. I don't know.
Want to just continue until you see something?
Yeah, just about that.
Or until we get tired.
Yeah.
Or die.
Yep, that too.
Alright, you set out early in the morning, and it's not long before you leave the village, and and its countryside and the last fences disappear behind you as you make your way into a forested riverside. You travel on the river. It's cold and icy and snowy out here. The river is still flowing at this time of the year. It's very cold and fast moving. Um, Not fast, it's kind of slow actually. There's chunks of ice in it here and there. Um, but yeah, it's windy and cold, and you just march and keep your cloaks tight and close around you. But as you march, it's a day of marching, so your party's moving at the rate of medium footmen. Some of you are on foot, at least one of you are on foot. The other two are on horseback and are able to move um, along quite easily. But you stick to the slowest movement speed, right? If we're gonna stick together, so that's our only footman in the crew, which is Alexis. So in this case, Magdalene, Sylvia, still on horseback. You trot along as Alexis marches through the snow. You have to earn her place on horseback, which is a horse Sunday. But let's see
Definitely
how the
would.
march goes.
I've never gotten
As
paid
you
out.
march along, at some point, unfortunately, the river twists and turns, and it actually unfortunately splits. The river mostly flows southeast still, but now you've got to decide if you want to perhaps continue to follow the side of the river you're on, which is slightly flowing instead of south-southeast like it's been going for the most part. Now it's flowing south-southwest. The other side of the river is flowing southeast. So the
Oh.
split, it's a 50-50 chance if you want, or you can maybe take some navigational skill and precautions to figure out which side of the river will actually take you to the ruins. So there are some easy ways to figure this out, but only if you know what to do. Again, the river flows two ways now: south, southwest, and southeast. And the original course was to move south, southeast. So which side would you like to follow? The easiest side to follow is the side you're on. This is flowing south, southwest. There's another part which is across the river that's flowing southeast. So that's actually closer to your original course of travel, right? We have south, southeast is our original course. We have southeast, and then we're on the side that goes south, southwest though. So that's like two ticks off, right? So So you want to cross the river perhaps and follow the side that goes more toward the direction you're traveling, or do you want to follow the side you're on?
Let's I don't speak for everyone here, but let's follow the side we're on.
See how long
Agree.
this takes us. All right, we can always come back before we're forced to perhaps cross. All
Yeah, I
right.
don't recall crossing the river before, so we should be good.
So we decide not to cross the river. We decide to keep following it southwest, and it actually ends up taking you maybe another mile out into a frozen bog, and that's where it ends. It floods out into a frozen bog. So at this point, you can try to march to the bog, march around it, but that will take you many miles far west, or you can fall back. You can cross and try to continue your course of travel, which is south-southeast. But the river that went south-southwest branched out and began flowing southwest into a bog, a swamp, right? It's a frozen over swamp, but you can
Can
tell, right?
okay, so can we go back to that split point that we were at and take the other path?
Yes. Unfortunately, navigation is rough today. You make your way back to the river where it's split. By the time you get back there, um, it's around. So you marched along for about half the day when that happened, or about 3 hours when that happened, and then you marched another hour to the southwest, and now you're marching back. So you've been marching about 5 hours so far. You've got about 3 hours left in you before you're exhausted. You decide to try to cross the river at this point. So where the river is split, you can tell that most likely the other side unfortunately will take you to the ruins. But now you've got to cross this, basically, if you want to get to the ruins, you're going to have to cross this newly made river, right, somehow, to get over. So you can either cross and get on to the west side of the original path, or you can stick to the east side, sorry, you could cross and get to the west side of the original path. No, that would be east, sorry, east. Or you can cross the newly formed river, right? It's not really a river, it's just a branch, right? Just because it's flooding a little bit, right, or overflowing. You cross this and stay to the west side of the river. Since you left Gevelon, you've been on the west side of the river. So basically, your choices are you can again cross a newly formed river to get onto the west side of the original path, or you can cross the original path and get onto the east side. Either way, you're gonna have to cross. But one side is narrower than the other. The original river is about 45 feet wide, and the newly formed river is about 25 feet wide. So it's a lot easier to cross the newly formed river because it's a lot narrower. Does that
Okay,
make
so
sense?
so there's a new river, right? Or
Yes, the
or
one
is
you
this
followed
the
earlier this morning is the newly formed river.
okay. Let's we're back at that like pass, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're back at the split.
Let's just go on the other side that we didn't pick then. The one that
Right,
we didn't
so you're
cross, right?
gonna try to use the original path, right?
Yeah.
The idea is to use it, you're gonna have to cross the river somehow. So I'm asking you again, same question.
Oh,
Do you want to cross the newly formed river? You could be on the west side of the original path, or do you want to cross the original path now and be on the east side of it though, further away from the village? If you choose that side, at some point you're gonna have to cross again. Either way, you could probably have to cross the river again to get back home. But basically,
let's
you could be east or west of the river by the time you cross.
let's
And one
cross
side
the
is easier to cross than the other.
yeah, let's cross the newly formed river.
Okay. So you're gonna try to cross it. It's only about 25 feet wide. How are you gonna cross it? You can just walk through it, wade through the cold water.
Okay, so does anybody have rope?
I do not believe
How wide is the river?
25
It
feet
is
wide.
25 feet.
25 feet wide.
All right, I'm just gonna ask Alexis to hold my courser and try wading across
All right.
by myself.
You have her hold your courser, and you start wading across on foot in your heavy armor. The water is pretty shallow. It's a newly formed river after all. It continues to flow, and the deepest point it might get would be like maybe maybe chest deep, right? Depending on how tall you are. Since you're a woman, you're probably not as tall as the average man. So it does get to shoulder deep for you as you cross and you're chilling, right? You still want to continue? Like, you could tell it's going to get shoulder deep. You haven't gone shoulder deep yet. You're probably like boot deep. You're about maybe 5 feet into the river and it's ice cold. Now, you can see chunks of ice floating about in the river, but it's no use because they're probably not big enough or sturdy enough to support anyone's weight. So,
Yeah, I'll head back and grab my horse and try to ride it across. It can swim.
okay. Yeah, you get on your horse. It's pretty tall, and it easily takes you across. You've made it across. You're a bit cold, just your boots, maybe your hands, right? You'll need to warm up soon, but at least you're not completely soaked. You've made it across, so the others kind of just watch as you make your way across.
Um, now that she's over, I'm gonna cross with my horse.
All right. So
Did you
you're
double up
crossing
on the
ahead.
horse so
You
that
could.
nobody gets soaked?
Huh?
Can you double up on the horse so that nobody gets soaked?
Yeah, can I take Alexander on my horse as well?
You mean Alexis?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Change your
Alexis.
name. Can you change the name?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
change it to
Will.
can.
Alexis.
Thank you.
I got you. Well, you changed it last time. I didn't. I figured you'd change it again.
Oh,
No, if you have, uh,
yeah. Once you have Prime, just kind of
yeah.
expect it. All right, this should be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, I just broke my knee.
Can
So,
Alexis hop on my horse?
yeah, you lend her a hand, she climbs to your horse, and all three of you have been able to cross now. The horses take you across. The horses are a bit cold, perhaps. The water immediately begins to freeze against their hide. But they'll be fine if you get them warmed up. Do you guys want to encamp here, warm your horses up, or do you want
Yeah.
to
So I'm
press
gonna.
on?
I said we encamp here and we get some fire. And we get a fire going.
Maybe take a little nap. Get the rest of our energy back.
Yeah, as well as rest. So, is that possible?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, well, I haven't had lunch yet, so the kids are having lunch. I spent an hour warming up by the fire and eating your lunch. You've already had breakfast this morning, so you purchased 10 days of food, so you ate 3 pounds this morning. Now you eat another 3 pounds for lunch. So from 30 pounds of food, you drop down to, let's see, food was at 30 minus 6. So you're at 24 pounds of food then. Alright, so now that you're at 24 pounds, you've had lunch over the fire, you cook up what you can. You got some nice toasty bread, bits of salted meat, and a few carrots or whatever you can roast over the fire as well. And after lunch, you're able to, you've all warmed up, your horses are warmed up, and they're ready to keep moving, right? So, you can keep going for maybe another, you've got maybe about, we did 3 miles earlier, or 3 hours earlier. We did 1 and 1 back to this part, and we did an hour just resting like this. So that's, you got about 2 hours left in you before you're exhausted for the day. So, you'll need a day, or an 8-hour rest and an 8-hour sleep. So you got 2 hours left in you. You want to keep marching for the final 2 hours.
Yeah, let's just keep marching the final 2 hours and see how far we can get.
All right. So you push on a little harder, right, until you reach a point of exhaustion, and you're not forced to march or anything like that. You just ran out of the standard amount of energy in the day, and it's not until around 1700 in the afternoon or in the evening, whatever you want to call it, when your party's finished, right? You've accomplished not as much as you had hoped due to the slight delay. Instead of marching the required, because we lost about 3 hours in the march, So instead of marching the required 9 miles to get there, you end up around about 7.5 miles out from the ruins, or from village of Givelon. You're about 1.5 miles from the ruins, you think, given the amount of time you've spent marching along the river. And you're still on the western side. So in the morning you can finish your march and explore the ruins, but tonight it looks like you're camping out here along the river. Would you like to encamp the riverside or something else?
Yeah, let's just encamp the riverside.
Alright. So you get your camp built, get a fire going. Um, where in the forested hills do you want to camp? You want to be on a hill, in the valleys, on the riverside?
Probably just
You want to be on the shore of the river, or
if we can in like a forest or trees or small
oh,
tree
okay.
clearing.
So clearing among the trees, you rest along the bank of the river,
Hmm.
and it's cold. And you get a fire going again, and you warm up, and you spend the rest of the time resting and sleeping. And as this time passes, there's a chance of wandering monsters out here still. We are not in settled territories or settled lands, so there's wandering monsters about. In the meantime, you guys are now in your rest period, so go ahead and take a 5-minute break as your characters rest.
Okay, I'm gonna go get more coffee.
About how likely would you say it is a monster is gonna walk up on us?
Extremely.
Yeah,
1-6.
that makes sense. Oh yeah, so yesterday our party got attacked by like 3 massive Yeti things.
Yeah, that's when you run away. That's when you run home
Oh
and
no, we
call.
couldn't run because we were heavy footmen.
No, you weren't a heavy footman. There's one heavy footman in your party, and you guys all chose to fight.
No, I was the heavy footman.
You were the heavy footman.
Yeah, it
I
was
thought it
me.
was
Well, there was 2 of us. There was 2 of us.
oh,
It was
two
me
heavy
and
footmen.
Carl.
You're in the wilderness, heavy footmen without horses. A great idea.
That's why you need a courser because they move twice as fast as draft horses. It's like it's the old joke about the 2 campers who are attacked by a bear and one's getting ready to run away and the other one's putting his snowshoes on. He's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I don't have to outrun the bear. I only have to outrun you."
Right.
Yeah,
That's why you get
yeah,
a
yeah.
courser.
All right, I'm back, you guys. Real
Yeah, well,
fast.
I didn't have any
Can I get
silver
that character
because
sheet now?
Yeah, you have to.
Yesterday.
You have to get enough for a courser before it matters.
Ekin.
The seniors of the group decided to be noobs, and they decided to split their own party and go up against a pack of 14 wolves. It was like 3v 14 wolves, and they thought it was a good idea, and they all
Who?
died.
Everyone died. Bro, we've had, I think you're just like, you try to be cruel to us. You fudge the dice.
I give you guys
Do
so many
something. Because we've had so many,
opportunities
like,
to escape, and you just continue to choose death, like
well,
We continue
intentionally.
to.
like, in multiple adventures now, like, everyone's died, like, 3 times in a row.
You guys are not learning from simple
Everyone
mistakes. It's
died, like,
also
2
what you need.
sessions ago when Gus died, and
It's quite unfortunate.
Freya
So
died last session, so pretty much
Oh no,
everyone.
Freya died.
they
Remember
chose to
when,
die.
remember
They
when,
literally
remember
chose.
when Lax and Ayubi were the only ones to survive, like, the fire salamander that boiled the water we were standing in, so all of us, like, instantly died.
There was a lot of time, a lot of opportunity for anyone to escape. Yubi made the right call and ran away, and he
Ayubi
got
didn't
away
tell us
alive.
what was happening. He just ran away without
That's
UV
right.
was just
elaborating.
But then
goodbye.
your caller had you stand your ground and face off with a monster way more powerful than you. And D&D, one of the first lessons you learn is you have to know when to learn. You have to learn when to run. You cut your
That's true.
losses.
I think that most
And
times we need
if
to
you
run.
can't learn that, if you can't know the basics, you don't deserve to be an expert level character. Then, like, you can't have an expert level character and play like a noob. That wouldn't make sense. We had people like that, and of course, they didn't last long as an expert. In that case, they would
That's
end
what
up
we have
dying like
5e
within the
for.
first week of them being expert. So, if you're gonna be an expert level character, you gotta be an expert level player, right?
Oh yeah, Deacon. Did they ever ask you about the D&D Fight Club?
Uh,
Oh, dude, actually, I have a story to tell about Fight Club.
Oh yeah,
Alright,
me
we're
and
gonna
Freya.
resume. You can talk about it after the
Oh,
game,
okay,
but
okay.
we're here to
Oh,
play, so.
true. All right,
Alright.
let's move.
We are done with our break, so let's resume. Um, next break you can definitely talk about it, but we gotta get going. So, it's already 1:42 p.m. and we've got till we started this game about we said 1300 was our start time, so we're about an hour in. So,
Hmm.
okay, we should make some decent progress if we get to the dungeon. Then we're doing pretty good on time. All right. So in the morning, you're able to continue your march to Casa Volta. I'm gonna roll the dice, see if anything occurred last night. Nope. Quiet evening out in the
That's
wintry woodlands along the river. The following day, you only got about a mile and a half to march, and at the rate of 12 miles a day, believe that it shouldn't take you very long at all. 1.5 miles is all about only a sixth of 12, or an eighth, I think, an eighth. So 1.5, 3 times 4, yeah, it's about an eighth. So it actually only takes you about an hour to get to Zavolta. After an hour of marching along the river, you eventually, of course, see the start of the ruins. The first half you might have to cross through or make your way through is, of course, the surrounding hamlet. And then beyond the hamlet, the river flows into a natural moat that surrounds a hill in the middle of the hamlet. The surrounding village, I suppose, right? And on that hill, of course, on that forested hill is Casa Zavolta, the ruins that you seek. How would you like to approach the ruins? You're north. They are south.
Pull up my map here.
A direct approach, just march up to it, or something else.
So, are we in the hamlet, or are we just outside of it?
You're north of the hamlet.
Oh, north of the hamlet. So can we move towards the hamlet then?
Yep, you're standing before the hamlet.
Okay.
Isn't there like a bridge? And
Yeah, isn't there like a bridge?
You don't see it yet. There are too many buildings in the way of the path. You twists and turns. So first you might have to get through the hamlet before you get to the bridge.
I'm just trying to remember if we leave our horses here or if we do it when we get to the bridge.
Yeah,
Alright.
do it when we get to the bridge.
Okay.
Actually, no. We do it in like the hamlet for the stables.
Okay.
You
So
don't
are
see any
we?
stables nearby. You just see a
Can
few old stone structures
Well, let's move inside the hamlet then.
Alright, you're now in the hamlet. You're among various. You're walking through the remains of various stone buildings, just stone foundations. The floorboards in the upper levels of all buildings have all collapsed. You see parts of wood, ceiling, or upper levels. In the lower levels, of course, covered in shrubberies and dried vines and vegetation, and snow as well. Definitely snow. Also icicles here and there. You've passed through the hamlet now. The hamlet continues off to the west and east side of the ruin, um, continually surrounding the castle within the hamlet. The hamlet castle, or the castle ruin, is on the hill. You cannot really see it from here because you're at the base pretty much. But the river has led you up. The river is your path. The river has led you up to a moat, and the moat flows around the entire hill. From your side, there's a gate bridge, or a bridge gate, a small stone bridge gate. It's not very large, but it can't deny access to the moat and the bridge that spans the moat. The bridge that you look upon beyond the gate is actually about 30 feet long, spanning the entire width of the moat. However, it's broken. Spanning across it instead is a plank of wood. It looks like about 20 feet wide, or I mean 20 feet long, and about 5 feet wide, maybe a few inches thick. It looks old and rickety.
Okay, what I'm gonna have us do is, you guys can object to this, but let's leave the horses here and cross one by one.
Yes, that's what we did last time.
All right.
Okay, so
I don't
you
have a
can
horse
see
anyway.
Alexis, she's ready to move across. Sylvia, you're securing your horse to perhaps the Ferris gate, the bridge gate. Magdalene, would you like to do the same?
Sure.
Alright, your horses have been tied to the gate, and then from here you can cross. When you get onto the bridge, you can feel it's a bit shaky, and the plank of wood that spans across it is not secured. It's just laid over between both sides of the bridge. So if you're crossing it and someone decides to like lift it up, they might throw you off balance and kill you. But you go one at a time, perhaps. It's only about 5 feet wide. Technically, you can go two at a time, or you can go multiple at a time if you really want, and add more weight to it. But how would you like to cross this plank of wood?
One by
I'll
one.
let you decide. One at a time, single file.
You guys, while they're going, I'm gonna go to my side. I'm gonna go to the side and just like hold it down to make sure it doesn't wobble or anything.
Okay. Alright, you kind of hold it down, ensuring that the bridge doesn't flip or twist or
I'm also
whatever.
gonna like usher them over.
Alright, so Sylvius holds this side of the bridge as you guys cross. Magdalene, you're first to get across, then Alexis. When you get to the other side of the bridge, would you like to do the same for Sylvius? Hold his
I
side.
was and for Sylvia's.
Alright, you hold the bridge down, he crosses, no issues. Okay, you've all made it across the plank of wood and the bridge. You're now on the base of the hill. The hill is heavily forested. There's a sheer cliff drop when you get to the other side that will drop into the moat. From the cliff down to the surface of the water, it's about a 10-foot drop. The water is moving somewhat swiftly, continually kind of just flowing around the entirety of the hill in which the ruin is on. There's a rocky path on this side of the hill, which is the north side, and it leads you up onto the top of the hill. You can take that path, you can climb a different way up, or you can take a different route. How would you like
Let's just
to
go
proceed?
up the rocky path.
Alright, use the rocky path that leads up to the top. It's a steep climb, but with a path that makes it a bit easier. It's at least cleared of trees. And then, when you get to the top, you arrive at the north wall of the castle ruins. In the middle of it, you see, of course, a gatehouse. The gatehouse is not too large. In the middle of it is a path that leads into the castle. The first entry point, you'll see that there's a portcullis. It's half raised. And then in the passage, you'll see that halfway in, there's it looks like there's a somewhat of a 3-foot wide circular pit covered in roots and vines, and drops pretty deep below the gatehouse. Further past that, at the very end of the passage, you'll see a set of double doors. They're wide open. allowing you access into the courtyard or the ward of the keep. It's a small keep, a small castle ruin. There's not much to it. Would you like to proceed through this entry point or some other way?
Let's proceed through the entry point.
Right. You've gone through the gatehouse. You can easily avoid the pit if you'd like. If you want to stay around to look at it, you can. Otherwise, you can see your party has moved through and you're now standing within the castle walls. So, now that you're here within the walls, you'll see off to the west is the keep itself. Off to the east is the remnants of a stable. Off to the south, in the center of the keep, or sorry, the center of the ward, you'll see a well, and further past that along the south wall is an archery range.
Let's just go straight to the uh, yeah, what is it?
It's
Dungeon?
still quite early in the morning, so yeah, if you're ready, you can just make your way up the stairs. You'll see a set of stairs on the east side of the castle, or
Yeah, okay,
east
yeah,
side
I'm
of the
sorry.
keep.
I was right. Yeah, let's go upstairs.
Right. It starts toward the south wall. You climb up northward, make your way up to a door. You see a sturdy looking door, but it's all broken and chipped at the hinges, and it's barely hanging on. It is open, it's slightly ajar. And if you open this up, you'll be able to look in, but you can tell it's going to get dark. So before you enter, would you like to perhaps prepare some torches and weapons and
Yeah,
such?
I'll light up a torch.
Alright. You take your pack off, you begin preparing some torches. As you're doing
Who wants
this,
who wants a torch? Just revise.
I can't carry it. I need to. I need to be frontline, so I can't carry it.
I can.
And if I carry it, I won't be able to flank them and use my ability of being sneaky.
You're a thief.
Yeah.
Your thing says dwarf.
Oh. Wait, what?
It says D1.
I fixed it for you.
Oh, no, it's D1.
Oh,
Alexis
sorry.
T1.
I didn't know what that meant.
No, D1 means dwarf.
Oh, okay. That's what it means.
Yeah.
I was wondering why some people
Um,
had the same one and some people had different ones.
we don't have retainers to. I'll just take the torch. Honestly, it's fine. Don't matter.
Alright, you light your torch, just one?
Yeah. We're gonna let's just open the
Who's
door and go
carrying
through then.
torches?
Huh?
I'll carry him. I got it. I already got four, so I lit up one, and I also have a tinderbox.
Alright, so you've lit a torch. Right, got a blazing torch over your heads, providing about 20 feet of light in every direction, in dark spaces. At this point, you can lead your party into the castle, or into the keep.
Yep. Let's lead him in. Are we doing? Do we do
Single
ranks?
file?
No. We'll just have it. Yeah, single file actually. So ranks
Who
will
shall
be
lead the way then?
Magdalene will lead. I'll be second rank, and Alexis will be third.
Alright, is that alright with everyone else?
Any objections?
Nope.
Okay. Magdalene, you're ushered forward by Sylvius. And Sylvius follows right after, and perhaps waves Alexis after him. And the three of you make your way in. As you enter the keep, you'll see off to the west is the main hall, and north and south are side passages. They don't go far before they also turn west down another side passage. So, how would you like to proceed? West, north, or south? I can describe the main hall to you from what you can see so far if you'd like.
Let's go north. Up the north passage.
Alright. So you lead your party north. Let's see. And immediately, as you lead them north, there's a few giant rats that scurry off. They make their way westward down the passage. Do you want to proceed west? That's the only way that this passage goes.
Yes, let's proceed west.
Alright, the rats continue westward as you carefully follow them westward. And after another 5 or 10 feet or so, you arrive at an intersection west of which the passage continues, south of which is the main hall. The giant rats have fled into the main hall.
Let's go west. Again.
Alright.
Or no, not west, east. Is it east?
Before Before you can continue, there's a skeletal remain in this intersection up against the northern wall.
And we're going west, right?
Yeah,
Still?
you're about to go west. You're at the
Okay.
intersection. There's a skeletal remain here.
I'm just gonna tell everyone, don't touch it, don't interact with it, don't don't mess with it. Just leave him to rest. Leave him to rest in peace.
All right.
Is
And
he
just tell him to
says,
avoid him, don't touch him at all,
but why not?
and to continue down the path.
But why not?
Swear to God, if you fucking touch him.
Now I want to. No, I kid.
Yeah, let's just go down. Just keep
Let's
tell
just
everyone,
go.
avoid it, don't touch it, just try to step over him.
Alright,
Roll with it.
it's wearing a bit of equipment if you're interested. There's a whole shield next to it, a helmet, and a set of lamellar armor. It's got a short sword on the belt. It's got a sword on the belt. It's got a longbow and a quiver of arrows. And it's got a pack with a little bit of supplies.
Are you sure we don't want to touch it?
Ekin, is that Gust?
Do you think Gus is wearing that equipment?
Maybe it seems similar, but what? Shit, that's really good.
Did Gus
I'm
have
going to take.
lamellar armor?
Yeah, I'm gonna take an action real fast. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and get kind of close to him and just whack him and try to crush his skull with my Morning Star.
Alright. You creep up to it
I
and you crush his skull with your morning star.
Yeah.
There's a loud bang and the skull breaks beneath the helmet. You
Yes.
smash the helmet in. The helmet's broken.
why
No,
would you
here I
do
got
that?
one of those.
So if this is Gus, then why aren't we taking his body and equipment back to town?
Yeah, I don't think it's Gus because Gus didn't have Laminar. He didn't have any armor. He might have had fur armor.
Well,
So
can we
what I'm
touch it
gonna
now?
do is I'm going to take his shield, Laminar armor, and arrows.
Alright, you start looting this skeletal remain. You get on your knees, begin looting. Magdalene, you see that he immediately starts looting it after smashing its head in. There's a few giant rats scattered around. You drop your torch and they start approaching.
I'm going to stop looting, hand the torch to Magdalene.
Magdalene, want to take it? You got. What do you have in your hands, Magdalene?
Well, one hand is free. My sword hand is free, so I can take it, I guess.
Alright, you take the torch and they begin to fall back. They are a bit reluctant. They kind of. You see them kind of snarling and growling at you, hissing, and they take off into the darkness again. As Magdalene holds a torch for you, Alexis, would you like to take an action?
Can I get the sword?
Alright, so as Sylvius is trying to take off the armor, you're unbuckling the remains belt and taking off the scabbard which the sword is in. You can take it and secure it around your own waist. Alright, so you end up looting a sword. Looting a sword does not take as long as looting a set of armor. To take a whole set of armor, it might take a whole turn, or not a whole turn, but it might take at least a minute to pull off, and to put it on it takes about a turn. So,
Okay, well, since he's still doing that, can I also get his short sword?
the armor is damaged. As you quickly realize the armor is damaged. It's light damage, so it's got a -1 or a +1 penalty. So it doesn't provide the usual -3. It provides a -2 armor class. Do you still want to wear this?
No, I'll just take his shield then.
You can have that
The
repaired.
shield.
I can have his one?
You can have
Repaired.
the armor repaired.
Oh, really? How much is it to get it repaired?
Back in town, you have to talk to the armor smith.
Alright, you
So
know what? I'll just take it anyway.
it's really heavy though. It's about
Oh,
maybe 40 pounds, 30 pounds. You'll
you
have to
know,
have a way to carry it. So this is a
yeah,
large item, so it
it
doesn't fit
is.
in a sack.
You know, if we take this path coming back, I'll grab it when we're coming back. But I won't take his armor now, I'll just take his shield.
Alright, you pick up a shield. I'll put it in your envy. See.
Is it
Do
a
you want
gray
to sling the
shield or a
shield over
normal
your
shield?
shoulder or do you want to keep it? It's a normal shield.
It's a normal shield. What did you say?
Do you want to keep it in your hand or do you want to stow it over your shoulder.
I'll keep the shield. I'll just put it in my offhand.
Okay, you equip it.
I also took his arrows, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how many?
No, I didn't hear that, so it didn't happen. So you
Oh,
gotta
I
do one
thought
thing
you
at a
did.
time, right? So you can't just suddenly, if you stop picking up the shield, then you gotta pick up the arrows now. So one thing at a time.
Okay, I'll
Alright,
take the
so
shield and then take the arrows.
as you're taking the shield, someone else is taking the sword off. Let me write it down so it can actually happen. And remember, it doesn't happen unless I say it and write it down, right?
Okay.
And you just say it, and later you're gonna be like,
Oh,
oh, I actually took it, but you didn't because I didn't write it down.
Yeah, I've done that
he
before.
Right. So
he forgets to write something down.
He has.
But I picked it up.
yeah, because you probably said it without me listening, so then it didn't happen.
It did. If I didn't write it down, it did not happen. Live with
Exactly.
it. Just like a mom. I don't remember it. It
Yep.
didn't happen.
Okay, Alexis, you have a sword now on your belt.
Can I also get the short sword?
Okay, we spent a little more time looting. And as you're looting, Magdalene, did you want to take anything?
Mm.
No,
You're
thank you.
holding a torch in one hand. Okay. So you're taking the short sword too. As you're taking the short sword, Sylvius, you're able to take, of course. What was it? You said you wanted
The
Yeah,
arrows.
the arrows, a quiver of arrows. Okay.
yeah. I also already took the shield, right?
Yes.
So how many arrows did he have?
He had 5 arrows. You're at
21.
21.
So I'm now 21. Quick math.
That's about 3 pounds worth of arrows. Okay. You guys are done looting.
Uh,
So if you want, you can move on.
and now I'm gonna. Can I like say a prayer for him?
Uh, sure. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
Just like, oh God, please let this man into heaven. Stuff like that.
Yeah, just a light little prayer.
Yeah, just to
All right. Sure.
I don't wanna break out and start praying right here.
You smashed his skull and now you're praying over him.
Yeah, I don't trust skeletons.
Okay, but why? Why couldn't we touch him though?
Okay, got a metagame here. My last character touched one and 15 popped up around him.
Oh God, that's kind of dangerous, man.
Continuing, continuing.
Yes, yes, yes. Continue.
I don't encourage bad role playing, so.
I'm sorry. I was just cluing him in.
You can just
Alright, sure.
DM in that stuff, okay?
Yeah, sorry. That's my bad.
Alright. How would you like to proceed?
Let's just
West.
keep going west.
Alright. You lead your party west. Magdalene's still leading the way. And then you arrive at a set of stairs here.
Are they down or up?
The stairs go down.
Let's go down the stairs.
Okay. And as you continue down the stairs, you'll actually see um, on one of the steps there's a little bit of treasure there. Spilled on the stairs and on stairs further down, there's a decent amount of copper if you want to start picking this up.
Oh no.
But as you're going down the stairs, you feel that the floor or the floorboards or the stairs, they creak under your weight, and the longer you stand on one, the more stress you add to it. Right? They're all like creaking and bending with each step.
We should get the thief to go up there and look for traps.
Yes, I'll
There
do that.
shouldn't be traps. We've cleared this area.
True.
All right, Alexis, you go ahead. And what do you want to do about this?
They say they've already checked the area, but I'll do it anyway, just in case they reset the traps.
Do you want to stand on the stairs while doing this? Magdalene backs up because the longer she stands on one of these steps, she feels it giving way under her weight.
No, not really.
Alright, so you all want to back up. So you can't see much then if you're at the top.
Yeah, if I'm right, this should lead us down to a cellar where we can climb down. So, if our traps don't like rearm, I don't think. So we should be all right to just go anyway without checking, because we don't want to fall through
Okay,
one of these floorboards and die.
true.
You might be fine though, because you're a thief.
Yeah, I'm tempted to take the loot, but I don't think I will.
Oh, copper's not worth anything.
No.
What is it? 100 coppers, 1 silver.
Yeah. 10 coppers is 1 silver.
Oh, 10 coppers, 1 silver. I mean, hey, if you want to take it, that's your job. But I recommend we get it on the way back if we have space.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you just want
Continue
to
into
make
the
the way
day.
down the stairs as normal.
Make
Right.
the way down the stairs.
That's per usual. Alright. You walk along the stairs, and they creak under your weight. None of the stairs break on your way down, fortunately. But as you made your way down, every few steps will have a few copper pieces on it. If you're interested in picking them up, it will take a moment, of course. But in that moment, the stairs will be creaking quite loudly. You've made it down the stairs, and there's no copper down here. The copper is only on the stairs. If you're interested in taking it, you'll have to go back to the stairs. You're now in some kind of cellar that continues to the southeast. You're in the northwestern corner of this cellar of sort. You'll see an old wooden shelf along the north and the west wall so far with your torchlight. And then further ahead toward the southeast, in the direction that the cellar continues, you'll see lopsided or a few tables or shelves that have been collapsed. Along which you see among all these shelving spaces are baskets and pots of various old and no longer usable, no longer serviceable supplies or equipment, right?
Um, isn't there a hole here? I think.
You don't see any holes yet. Would you like to continue in a particular direction in search of a hole?
Yeah.
In that case, which way?
Can I just move towards the center of the room?
Toward the southeast?
Yes.
Alright, you take a few steps southeast, and in your torchlight up ahead, you do see that the floor is giving way, and actually in the center up ahead, it's collapsed entirely, like the upper level. If you look up in the ceiling, there's a large hole there too. It's about 5 feet by 5 feet. That's in the main hall. You can look up into the main hall, way into which you're in the cellar, of course, and up ahead in the floor is another large pit. This one's a lot larger though. It's about 10 foot by 10 foot. And it leads down into a 20 foot by 20 foot cavernous chamber with a set of spiral stairs at the bottom. There's 2 ropes hanging from the west side.
Let's go down the ropes.
Alright, you use the ropes, you climb the ropes down into the cavernous chamber. And let's see. In the cavernous chamber with you are a bunch of bats. Let me see how they react to you. They are hostile. As soon as one of you grabs the ropes, the bats actually emerge from the cavernous chamber, from the ceiling of it, which you're somewhat blind to, at least on the western side.
Are they
But
big bats
they
or
sort
normal
of
bats?
they flock out. They are normal sized bats, and they are a swarm. They begin to swarm your party as you grab at the rope. Madeline is being swarmed. She's at the front. There's a swarm of bats around you, Magdalene. It's getting hard to see, hard to do anything really. Bunch of normal sized bats fly around you. It's giving you a bit of a headache. You can't really see. You're feeling unstable. Alright. After a few seconds, maybe 2 rounds go by, they finally fly off into a different part of the cavernous chamber you're in, or into the keep itself. They fly up through the hole and into the upper level, right through the hole in the ceiling and into the actual suite. The bats have disappeared. There was quite a bit of them. We'll say there was about 21 bats, maybe, right? But almost 2 dozen bats. They're gone now. Would you like to climb down?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. You've made it down into the Covenant's chamber. It's about 20 foot by 20 foot. And there's in the center of it a large circular pit in which is a set of spiral stairs that are 5 feet wide. Would you like to descend these stairs
Yes.
or something else?
Let's just descend the stairs.
Alright. The stairs descend about 30 feet. Nothing unusual so far. Until you reach the bottom. At the bottom of the stairs, waiting for you, are some giant rats that begin to scamper off immediately when the torchlight touches them. They scamper off in various directions of a cavernous chamber that you enter into. You're now standing in a large cavernous chamber that's about 30 foot by 30 foot. You can see this because your torchlight shines 20 feet in every direction. Each wall is about 10 feet away from you when you reach the bottom of the stairs. There's one exit off to the west. It's a single wooden door, and it's open. The cave is large and echoey. What do you want to do from here?
Let's go to the west and go to the door.
Okay, you explore off to the west. Nothing really crazy here. The door is open. You can push it fully open. It's only slightly ajar. When you do this, you're able to see into a large cavernous expanse of a chamber that continues to the northwest. You can see the south and the east wall. You're entering from the east wall. This means you'll be entering the cavern from the southeastern corner.
Okay.
How would you like to continue?
What were the options again?
The cavern expands toward the northwest. This means you can continue north, northwest, or west, or you can go south toward the wall, or you can check out the east wall that you're at, or something else. Up to you. Those are just some ideas.
Let's go to the east wall.
You're at the east wall, so you
Oh, sorry.
step out into the chamber and you're looking upon the east wall. It's a cavernous wall. There's black dots all over it. There's maybe white spores here and there.
So
It
can we
smells,
go north? Isn't there an entrance to the north or northwest?
The cave continues north indeed. You can follow the east wall northward if you'd like.
Let's follow to the north.
Alright, you lead your men north into darkness. You will kind of see off to the west a wooden beam supporting the height of the cavernous expanse. Looks like this place was dug up at some point. You'll see more wooden beams, and you can tell that each wooden beam is evenly spaced apart. These wooden beams support the height above you, or the ceiling above you, are all at least 15 feet from any cavernous wall, or 50 feet from any other wooden beam. They're evenly spaced out, you can tell, based on how many you've seen so far. You're continuing north along the east wall pretty much, into darkness.
Okay.
Immediately, as you continue, you come across, among the cavern, you come across a natural pond.
Okay.
Surrounding it is all these little fuzzy fungus, blackish spores.
Okay, I'm gonna say don't touch those.
The water within it is glistening. Would you want to continue north?
Yeah, let's continue north, because I don't trust that.
That's about 10 feet north of the entry point. Alright, you're another 10 feet further. Nothing here. Now you can see up ahead that the northeastern cavernous, or the northeastern expanse is straight ahead. You can kind of see the north wall now, but it's actually descending. The floor is collapsed and it's sloping down a steep hill or steep rock slide that flows or slides northeast. So as you continue north, you'll see that the floor ahead will be sloping downward. Do you want to continue toward this slope, or want to explore in a different direction?
Let's continue down towards the slope.
Okay. Continue toward the slope, which is up ahead. Right. And as you're making way toward the slope, leaning up ahead, you have a cleric in the front. Right, Magdalene, you're careful and observant, but it does not stop a hidden pit trap from causing your character to collapse. So, you end up stepping into a pit trap. It's only about 3 feet wide, circular pit trap that you step into, and it goes about maybe 5 feet deep. And within it are these large, rusty iron spikes, or wooden stakes, a mixture of them. But yeah, you step into it, drop into it, and you take only a scratch. Most of them are already broken. The pit trap was covered in gravel for the most part, bits of gravel and sand and mud. Just like you step into it and sink your foot into one of the spikes, or you only get cut by it, and you only take 1 point of damage. One of these stakes or sharp stakes managed to puncture your boot and cause a little cut. It's just 1 point of damage. It's a bit of discomfort, but it didn't kill you. You're easily able to climb out. Only one leg fell through, and then your mates can pull you out. But you have no thief ahead to take the trap. You're not using any 10-foot pole. You're blindly kind of exploring, and you're keeping your eye open for any obvious signs of traps essentially, but hidden traps are of course invisible to you. Or of course hidden. Unless you take the proper precautions. Alright. Magdalene, this puts you at 1 hit point less than when you started. What's your max hit points?
7.
Okay, you're at 6 or 7. Do we wish to continue north?
We should go west.
Covenant
The door's to
base.
the west.
Magdalene
I'm
has made
sorry.
a suggestion.
I'm sorry, I have 8 hit points, so wait.
Okay, that's 7 of 8. Alright, shall we continue off to the west? Silvis, what do you think? The slope is just up ahead. It's descending to the northeast.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone's alright, let's just continue to the west, or to the slope.
Alright, so ignore Magdalene, you lead them north. Alright, you have arrived at the slope. It is descending steeply to the northeast. Would you like to descend it?
You know, let's descend. Yeah.
Alright, you start to lead your men down. Magdalene, and I sound like you're a bit reluctant, so do you want to continue this way, or would you like to discuss with your mate? And well, Alexis sounds like she's just following blindly. She hasn't said much.
Sure, we'll go.
Okay. You're now descending, and within moments, bursting out from the gravel and the slope are these glowing red beetles. And you also start to smell decay up ahead as well. But the beetles, they burst out from the sand, the rocks here, and let's see how they react to you. They are extremely hostile. They start to hiss immediately and make their way toward you. They are trudging toward you from the rocks, and they're moving pretty quick. They're like these massive 3-foot long beetles glowing with a red underglow, and they have these massive mandibles about the size of a dagger each.
Draw my sword.
Alright, sword drawn. You
Draw
prepare
my
for
sword.
melee. You prepare for melee.
I'll
Okay, swords drawn. Magdalene's in the front line. Would anyone like to move up to her side? Otherwise, she's gonna be surrounded pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to her side and prepare my melee, as in Morningstar and Shield.
Okay, and Alexis, do you want to stay in the back line or do you want to move to the front?
I'll stay in the back to prevent anything from flanking,
Sure.
and also because I have less hit points.
There's a total of 8 of them that approach. They are hostile.
Oh shit, we
Um,
might have to.
4
run.
on each of you then as they advance. So then, as they advance, they are moving into melee. You both have swords, so that's normal
I
sized
have
weapon.
a.
They both
I have
have
a Morningstar.
Morningstar, it's a normal sized weapon.
Okay.
Um, as they approach, they have mandibles, which are considered close melee. Therefore, before in the start of melee, you will have initiative, but in the following rounds, they will have initiative. Okay, so are either of you fighters? If you are, you have initiative.
No,
Nope.
we are
All
both
right.
clerics.
So in that case, you both still have first strike though, because your weapons are longer than their mandibles. Go ahead
Quick
and roll to
question.
hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are the big insect things, right?
They are these 2.5 foot long, roughly 2 to 3 foot long, giant beetles, black
Oh yeah.
beetles with a red underglow.
Okay.
They're glowing softly under their bellies
Okay.
and their eyes.
Are you still rolling for us?
Yeah.
Yes, unless you want to roll with a different method. If you have your own dice, you're welcome to do so. If you really want to, you can use a dice bot, but only if you're fast enough. We don't want to wait too long.
No,
So,
you go ahead.
alright, we're gonna use traditional method, real dice. Magdalene, I'll be rolling for you, and Sylvius, are you rolling yourself?
Just roll for me.
Alright, Magdalene, that's a 6. What's your strength?
13.
+1 to hit, 7. That's a miss. And Sylvius, you swing your sword at one of the approaching beetles, scoring an 11. What's your strength? Sylvius,
Oh, oh, you're talking to
you're
me. I
about
thought
to
you.
miss.
My strength. I don't know my strength. I don't have the character sheet.
Very well. Your strength is 11. You missed.
Damn. Wouldn't it
Okay,
be dexterity though for initiative?
we're rolling to hit right now.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Sorry.
All good. Alright, so now the monsters that moved in, they attack you as well. Let's see. Alexis, what's your weapon? A spear, right?
Sword.
Oh, a sword. Okay. So then in that case, you're in the back line, so you cannot reach any of the monsters yet. You have to wait. Monsters have moved in, 4 on each of you. Let's see if either of them attack you or manage to land a hit. So we'll start with Magdalene. 4 of these beetles approach, and you're side by side with your mate. He's Sylvius. Therefore, because of that, they cannot flank. They cannot attack one of your 2 flanks, right? Because you guys are side by side in formation. So therefore, out of the 4 of them, as they advanced, only 3 of them are able to surround your north and western flank in this situation, and then one of them passes along and makes its way around toward where Sylvius is. No, not Sylvius. Alexis. So because the 2 in the front are side by side, one of their flanks are kind of blocked off, so they're only going to actually be able to be reached by 3 of the 4 enemies each. So 2 of them make their way around toward Alexis, but they have to take more time to get to her, so they don't actually reach her this round. They're still making their way toward Alexis. The first 3 managed to get toward our front line, and so instead, because you guys chose to stick together, you cannot be completely surrounded then, right? So therefore, that might have been a slightly better move. Magdalene, you're attacked by 3 instead of 4 this round. Alright, so we see a 4 plus 1 a hit is a 5, that's a miss. And we're seeing a 5 plus 1 a hit is a 16. And your armor class, let's calculate your armor class real quick. What's your armor?
Lamellar,
Going Lamellar,
helmet,
helmet,
shield,
shield, and
and
what's your dexterity?
Dex is 13.
13. So Lamellar is going to be a +3, shield, helmet, dexterity. That's a -6 total. You have armor class 3. Go Going up against 16 to hit, so that's a hit on the dot. Okay, you end up taking enough to kill 2 men. This is 4 damage. You have your thigh was bit just now. It crunches into your leg. Your lower part of the armor protects you barely, right? Let's see. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to protect you fully this round. Let's see. So you're down to 3 of 8 hit points. It's not looking too good for Magdalene. That was only 2 of the attacks. There's a total of 3 attacks headed your way. So here's the third one. A nat 20. Direct hit, causing you 1 and 2, which is 3 damage. So you're down to 0. You're gonna make a saving throw versus death. Alright, a nat 20. So you're gonna choose to be level drained, or you're gonna choose an injury with the monster's choice, or you're gonna give up and go incapacitate it, and or you're gonna be easily picked off. So what do you think? You're falling over, one knee as it chews into you. The third one chews into you. They leap at you and bring you to the ground. The level drain is the best option, but then of course you fight less effectively. You won't be able to cast a spell anymore. There's an injury. The monster gets to pick what it chooses to cause, what kind of wound.
Yeah, I'll go incapacitate.
Right. So what happens is, one monster takes you to the ground and bites. In that case, incapacitation is just death, pretty much. So it's not death, but you're just knocked out. So it's just a flesh wound. Or no, it's not flesh wound, but it's just bring you down to it hits you in the head, right? So the monster bring you down and it crunches into your helmet, and you're trying to shrug it off, but it's too much, and your vision tunnels, and then everything goes black, right? Okay, so it's up to your party members to take you out of here. Alright. Alexis. Not Alexis, Sylvia, you're next. Magdalene's down already within a single round of combat against. You're outnumbered, you chose to fight them. Let's see.
Shit.
So, you're next. You missed your attack, they're getting their attacks in. There's 3 against you.
Alright.
We got a 19 plus 1, 20 to hit. And that's a 6 plus 1, 7. That's a miss. And there's a 1 plus 1, 2. That's a miss. You take only 1 hit, suffering 4 points of damage total. So, how many hit points did you start with?
I have 5 hit points.
So you're down to 1.
Shit.
Barely standing. Alright.
We are.
Now it's time for Alexis. Alexis, the monsters that were approaching you, I'm going to give you the option. If you want, you can attack them this round. But if you choose to attack either of them this round, they get to attack back. Right? So they haven't made it to you, but you can meet them halfway with your movement. So did you want to meet them halfway? Either of them? There's one on your north flank and one to your south flank. So, which one do you want to go for? The northwest or the southeast flank?
Which side is Squig on?
Squig is Squig is in front of you. He's north of you. And he's not Squig. It's Sylvius.
Sorry. He's on the north?
Yeah, he's north of you.
Then I'll take the other one.
Alright. So, you said that you want to take the north or the south?
South.
South. Alright. So you try moving toward this one. You swing your sword at it. Roll into hit. And then it's going to get a chance to attack you as well then. Alright, you engage in hand-to-hand combat with this thing. You land a 15. What's your strength?
I don't know.
You don't know your own strength? Okay, let's see.
I believe it was 7 though.
Alright. Alexis, your strength is 10.
It's 10?
Alright.
Oh.
So you line up 15, or no, what do we say? It was a 15, right? For you?
Mhm.
Okay, so you land a hit. Okay, you managed to hit one for 1d8 damage. That's how much damage your sword deals. 7 points of damage. And you're going up against this monster who has 8 hit points. You've badly injured it. You got a strike to the head. But it keeps fighting. Or scratch the... You didn't badly injure it yet. It'd be at 0 hit points to badly injure it. But you do injure it. You do get a cut on its face. So you manage to drive your sword into its face. And you manage to a pretty deep gash in the face of the monster. But it doesn't go through the head. It just slightly cuts it. So you graze its face. So I know it's one's wounded pretty bad. Okay, let's see. Alright. And it ends up attacking you as well. Landing an 18 plus 1 a hit, dealing... That is a 1 plus 4 is 5 points of damage total.
Dead.
You only had 2 hit points, right? Or
3.
3. How many hit points? Okay, you're at 0-3. Gonna make a saving throw versus death. You took a death blow. This monster snaps you with its mandibles. And you score an 11 for your saving throw with your wisdom bonus. That is a plus 1, 12. You missed it by 1 point. You are dead. The monster brings you down to the ground. As you swing your sword into it, it catches your forearm, slices it off, and your sword falls to the ground. You're on your knees and blood spurts, and your character passes out as it begins to gnaw into your neck and finish you off. So as you're being finished off, let's see. At this point, it's pretty much over. Alexis is killed. Magdalene is pretty much dead. Sylvius, you're about to be completely surrounded.
Is it possible just for me to book it in the other direction? Like, is that something I could do?
Let's see, it depends. Are you faster than these monsters? That's the main question.
I don't know.
You're not.
I'm not?
You recently purchased armor, right? So you're probably medium encumbrance. So that means you're at 60, which is half their speed. So they move 2 times faster than you. They're like jumping on you, leaping on you, and ripping you apart.
Shit, rock.
Would you like to roll to see how this goes, or do you want to just give up?
I'll roll to see how running away goes.
Alright, you try your best for a full retreat, or do you want to do a fighting retreat? Fighting withdrawal or a full retreat?
Just full retreat. Just start booking it in the other direction.
Alright, that's your best chance to escape this. As you turn and prepare to run, you're doing a full retreat. We're going to roll initiative. If you win the initiative, you can take off before any of them can get a bite on you, right? But if you don't get away, or if they have initiative, they all get an attack on you with a +2 bonus.
Damn.
Alright, first we'll roll your initiative. What's your dexterity?
My dex, I don't know it.
Okay. Alright. Sylvius, you have a dexterity of 10. Plus 0.
10 dex.
Okay, 3. Okay, so you have 3 dexterity. The monster has 4. Or 3 initiative, I mean. Monster has 4 initiative. And therefore they all get an attack on you before you can take off. The monsters surround you. There's a total of 8 of them in here with you. And all of them get a hit on you.
Damn.
And miss, hit. Yeah,
Better
it's
than
over.
normal.
Dude.
They leap at you, and most of them at this point pull you to the ground, just rip you
God.
to shreds, right?
God
Pull off your
damn
arms,
it.
your legs. They just begin gnawing on your meat, right? And that's the end. We were outnumbered. We had a small party. You chose to fight, even though you were outnumbered.
Shit.
Unfortunate. When we suffer another loss. Game over again.
Dude.
We still have an hour and 30 minutes though, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
The game is over though for tonight. So
Yeah.
we do have extra time, but when you all die, it's game over. Game over. So until the next game, of course. That'll be it for tonight. It's fortunate we lost again.
Yeah.
But you can't win without losing. Hopefully we can learn something from this.
Hopefully.
Maybe next time I'm just gonna run away from the fight.
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you for
Hey.
playing as usual, and I hope to see you at the next game. Have a good one, guys.
Uh,